Hey everybody, Adam Savage in my cave. I just talked for 20 minutes. I didn't press record. This is the first video of 2024. I am in my cave. Welcome to my humble chapeau. At the end of 2023, I did a complete reorg of this space, just to give you a little taste of it. This used to be my display area, and now it's a home for the lathe. It's my whole hardware store. And this isn't the shop you know. This is the shop you know. This is the one that you've seen in all the videos over the past 13 years. It's just so happens that I've now added this amount of shop space to it, which there's going to be a lot of videos that start like this just because there's so much to do. We're going to do lighting, we're going to do air, and I'm going to be talking about this every single time because setting up a shop, or setting up a new shop, setting up a space that you haven't used to fit your needs is a tricky business, so we're going to just keep on covering it. Today's our order of operations is that I brought in, hold on, I'll stop talking while I'm doing this. This is my second lathe. I have behind this another lathe, my Shenhua tool room lathe. Tool room lathe only really means that it's got enough gearing that you can get almost any threading out of it without having to change much. It's like a very convenient lathe to use. A gearhead lathe is another term. This is the same brand, about 30% smaller, and it had, I won't lift this thing. It had, driving it, this beautiful motor. This beautiful, lovely single-phase induction motor, type WA11. Gorgeous machine label here. But I was thinking to myself, maybe you should put a VFD on this lathe and obtain more awesome out of it. Yes, for more awesome, add VFD. VFD is a variable feed drive. They look like this. And this is some electronics that does some fancy things to the angry pixies that drive the motors. And amazingly, actually here, I bought a combo, which was the motor driver and the motor. And that means I know that they're paired to each other. And this is the same horsepower as this. There's part of me that is holding the possibility in my head that I could be wrong about all of this. And that when I attach this into the machine, it totally doesn't function on the lathe as like I think it will. That could totally happen. But I have optimism, which is why I'm continuing. This is a ER collet spindle motor meant to receive some ER, I don't know, collets, these little spring collets. We're going to talk about ER collets later about my lathe, but for right now, what you need to know is I'm not using this as a spindle motor. I'm going to use it just to drive this pulley because it turns out that the big motor and this motor have the same size shaft. Life is good. 3/4 of an inch to the right on spot. So I'm going to, what I need to do is make an adapter plate to allow this to sit on the plate this sits on. This bolts down to a big 1/2-inch aluminum plate. I need to make a vertical adapter for this to come in, and then I can put in all the stuff on it. Yeah. So, yeah. Here we go. I've got my drawing. All right, let's find some stock. Found my stock. 1/2-inch, 6511, T6511. Interesting. Oh no, it's 6061. That's what it is. Aircraft aluminum. This will be my piece. So we're going to do some layout on here. This is so beautiful. 2.45, 2.5. I'm about to cut a hole out of here. And the normal way one would do that is one would use like you might use a hole saw like this to get most of the meat out, but that's gonna suck because it's gonna suck, trust me. Luckily, last year, a couple years ago, when I invested in annular cutters, I bought a 2.5 inch and I need to get a 2.45 inch circle, so I'm totally good. I'm gonna chuck this in and cut this out. And if it cuts really slow and beautifully, and no, that's not it, it's this one. Yeah, I'm just gonna, watch this, I love this thing, in. Okay, and we're at 1.6 from the top. Great, and then split in the center. Okay, and we're gonna lower the speed all the way down. It's like 500 RPM. And then, so at this speed, aluminum can be grippy when you're doing this kind of thing. So using the quill feed is a really good idea. And here I am. We're going to use the quill feed. You just want to be gentle. I don't want that bird's nest. Hold on. There we go. I'm just going very slowly and cautiously here. This stuff can be real murder foil. Luckily, I'm cutting slow enough that it's actually more like tin foil, so it can't really cut me, but your swarf can really slice your skin to ribbons. Ooh. Whoops. I went too hard. Yep. We'll break through on the next one. And you are through. Look at that freaking edge finish. Oh, it's so sweet. These are the most expensive hole saws and worth every freaking penny. And sorry about the squeaking. And I end up with a plug that is totally usable. This is a very important and excellent piece of stock, and it's round, which is also like maybe an added bonus for when I need it. Okay, we're gonna put this in the stock drawer. Put this back in the cutters. That goes in the stock. So sorry. I didn't realize you were watching me and not the work. Oh, oops. Oh, that was bad. Don't let that happen. Oh yeah, this is fine. So I'm close to mounting my VFD. I've had to move the motor mount up a bit and change its orientation, but all that should be fine. I should still be getting plenty of mechanical power. Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. Oh, you're freaking metric. Okay. Oh, I think I could move it farther down. Yeah. All right. All right. There we go. I've got the back plate in. I've got the motor hanging. I'm close to testing this. I'm going to put in this piece of steel that specifically pushes down the motor and adjusts its tension. Okay, we're ready for a test. Oh, wow, and I'm bypassing all of this shit. Jeez and crow, amazing. I'm gonna be able to pull this whole freaking box off. Fleas and germs. Nothing is inhibiting movement. No chuck key is in. All right. Okay. So, all right, we're going to just try this out. I'm going to turn it on. Oh, we're going to do minimum. Speed adjustment to the minimum. All right, and actually I'm going to disengage the motor and I'm going to run it at 100 RPM. Amazing. Okay, so that's reverse. That doesn't sound bad. Everything's going smoothly. I don't want to exceed the maximum speed of this thing because bad things can happen. So I'm sticking under 1300 RPM. It's sounding pretty good. I'm gonna try and do a little work with it. Let's see if that has any effect. I think I might have gotten the wrong drive. What I'm finding is it seems to have an over torque error limit, error 21. I gotta go look up what that is. It didn't come with an operating manual. Anyway, I'm not too broken up about it. I kind of knew what I was getting into, don't you know? All right, so we're just gonna try and do a little bit of work with this. Seems to be going okay. Gonna go walk the dog. Okay, everything seems to be going pretty well. The VFD. Oh, right. Whoops. Yeah. There we go. That's going at about 1600 RPM. Sounds good. Sounds fine. So I'm about to put a new chuck on here. And instead of that 3-jaw chuck, I plan, every tool in the shop has like its specialties, its proclivities, its personality. And I'm thinking that this lathe is the aesthetic lathe. It's for doing aesthetic stuff. I don't think right now that I'm going to invest in a few $100s in a digital readout for it. And I may end up having to get a beefier VFD motor combo for it. But I have it set at a speed range that feels good. I'm not exceeding the rating of this machine. And I was pushing into it with a tool and it wasn't stopping on me, so I'm happy with that. And now I am going to do this. I'm going to put it, hold on. So now it's time for the bread and butter chuck for this lathe, and it's actually going to be what's called an ER40 chuck. So it will take, oh, I have one unwrapped, don't I? Yes. This is an ER collet. It is a single piece, sliced and sliced and sliced so that it springs across its whole body. These are highly concentric work holders. And they're super gentle since it's a rounded surface grabbing the thing. It's this is a really nice way to hold on to delicate parts with gusto. And then this connects to this and you tighten it down and there you have. And I can hold up to inch wide work here. I have about 1.5 inch spindle. If I need to go bigger, well, I can always do that with the 3-jaw chuck or the 4-jaw chuck. Now the ER collet system that I bought is a true set system. That means it has these 4 adjusting grub screws on the back, on the sides, that allow me to dial in the concentricity of this really tight. And here's a really neat thing about a lathe and a chuck and concentricity, which means maintaining the center that you started with. This right here is a 2 1/8-8. This is a 2 1/4-8 spindle, which I believe means it is 2 1/4 inches in diameter with 8 teeth per inch. Here is the adapter plate for it. And this goes on. There we go. That is on. And spins against its own rotation so it can't unspin itself. But then I want to attach this on here. And so the way this works is really quite lovely, is you put this on the horn here and you bring it in and you test it with a gauge. I'm just about to do it. I don't even need to describe it to you. But one thing you do want to know is they make lathe chuck parts with plain backs and faces. So the best way for me to, wait, I think I'm getting ahead of myself. I am always getting ahead of myself, but let me state it this way. If I chuck a piece into the lathe and I do all my work while it's chucked into the lathe, concentricity isn't an issue simply because I'm going off the center of the chuck hold that I have. Concentricity becomes an issue if I if I pull the work out and put it back in. This is one of the big difficulties with lathes, is taking something out and putting it back in. For perfect concentricity, you would be re-truing a 4-jaw chuck hold every single time, because as Cronova Engineering says so mercilessly, the 4-jaw chuck is the only truly accurate chuck in a lathe. Everything else is a compromise of convenience. This is entirely true. So we've established that, you know, when you chuck something in and you start to work on it, what your work itself is concentric. So every lathe being slightly different, they ship the back and front piece to you with you needing to do the final sizing to it, which is exactly right because you're doing it to your lathe. So you are tuning it to the lathe that you have, not the theoretical lathe that got built for you. So I'm about to do that. I'm about to put a bit in here. I'll turn the camera around so you can see from this normal angle. And I'm going to true up this face, true up that face, and then we're going to be able to get this guy going. And I think what I want is, I think the way this works is I'll true up this face, and then I'll bring this face to be about, I think about, let's say 4 thou underneath this diameter. So I have a little room to play around. We shall see. Right, so that's on there. I'm gonna move these. Actually, oh yeah, I can move you around. .16. 2.16. All right. 2.163. 2.163. 2.163. And this diameter It's 2.25, 2.257. Okay. Okay, so I just want to take 100th thou off this. That's almost exactly how much I want to take off. So yeah, I'm just going to touch off here. Great. All right, so now we get to tune this puppy. We do it with these, don't we? Yes, we do. All right. Just about as much play as I was hoping to have. Oh, right, I want to do it. All right, now the first place I want to lay this out is to see if the face I've turned is nice and true. Beautiful. No movement at all. That's lovely. That's just what I want. All right, so then I put this guy on there. All right, we make sure the faces are super clean and there's nothing in the way. So then, right. Okay, so now I am going to go in here with this guy, and I'm going to be measuring the inside of that face. That is the only face I need to be true. Everything else can be cattywampus as much. So we're going to... And you can see it's not true, right? There we go. So that might be really close. Let's take that and adjust that to 0. Oh, no. Okay, I've got this within, good God, I've got this within a nice tight, half a tenth. All right, I'm getting really close. So now I'm going to put in an ER collet, and I'm going to put a piece of work in there, and I'm going to center off of that. All right, great. It's half a thousandth. It's off by, hold on. I've got it to half a thou. I feel like I can get better. Oh, wow. Yeah, all right. I'm really pleased with that amount of movement. It's very, very small. I'm happy. Look at my filthy thumb giving the thumbs up. There it is. We're running. We're running. We need a little more power, but we're running. I'm very happy. Okay. Gonna do a little cleaning up. That was me catching my calipers before they hit the ground. Thank you so much for watching that video. Your support allows us to make more of this great content. If you'd like to help us on a deeper level even, head over to tested-store.com because we've got stickers. Who doesn't love stickers? Our anime-inspired Tested logo in Japanese. Follow the process, not the plan. It's not a process. It's not a problem to solve, it's a process to manage. Other aphorisms that have come from my mouth. And we have just made a full set of our demerit badges
in sticker form. So you can cover your toolbox with all of your screw-ups and celebrate it with other makers. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.